This is the third week update for the Poverty Spec and Preza project. So I've had quite a lot of work I've been doing with it, as you can see. I do have the new front bumper on from the wagon. So it's got the JDM lightweight bumper beams saving 25 pounds or so. Fog light covers, lights in there. Fender liners from the new car, which have a little vent that goes from this area right down here. Kind of interesting. Big thing though is that I swapped the subframe from the wagon over here to the sedan, and it's got urethane control arm bushings up front, urethane sway bar bushings. It's got Group N rear control arm bushings. Big thing is though, the whole reason I did this, it's the STI steering rack. It's a 2015 STI steering rack. I believe the steering ratio is 13:1. Much quicker than the factory rack. That was one thing when I drove the car. I'm like, this is not going to work out for autocross with having such a tall ratio for the steering rack. So this is going to be a lot better for that. And in order to fit it on there, you have to modify the subframe. So that's why I swapped the whole subframe. There are upgraded bushings on there. The brakes, that's the next thing I'm doing. I have new brakes. One of the things I'm going to do, actually, if you can take a look here, this brake backing plate is actually pretty good for any larger brake kit because it doesn't have any clearance issues on the backside. So you can use this to keep everything nice and cool. Have some protection there from the bushings and boots and everything, and not have to cut the plate like you do with some of the other brakes from the RS and other models. So the brake kit I have, let's go take a look over here. 4-pot Subaru brakes. Now these are on Rock Auto. They were remanufactured for about $115 each, which is amazing. And with these, you don't need brackets because it bolts straight up. And I had rotors sitting around already. These are Dubrex 02, 07 size rotors. They're all the same. These are Stop Techs, and I've got some Stop Tech pads going on there as well. So really budget build since I already had the rotors. And I checked them. The clearance thing was with the wheels. I heard from Kev, one of my autocrossing friends, that Miata guys are using these 4-pot brakes with the wheels I got. So let's take a look at the wheels. Now here are the wheels. These are 15x8 plus 20 5x100 Rota grids. Now I'm sure a lot of people hate Rotas. I'm not one of them. Rota was one of the first companies to actually offer Subaru-friendly offsets and sizes in the United States market in the early 2000s. They were the only company we could get the right size wheels for. So if you hate Rota, I'm sorry. That's your problem. They've always been friendly for Subarus. The interesting thing about these wheels is they are a plus 20 offset. That's not a common Subaru offset. Usually you're around plus 45, plus 50, plus 40, plus 35 for 9-inch wide. So this is going to be a lot farther out, which is okay because I'm running such short tires. These are the tires that are going to be going on the car. These are 245/40 R15s. BFG Rivals S's. These are really good autocross tires. These are competitive. I was looking at possibly going with Hankooks in this size, and I heard the new Falcon RT660s coming out in this size as well. So there'll be good 3 options in this size in the future. The Hankooks are more of a track tire. These are an autocross tire. Big price difference, but the reason I went with these is there was a President's Day sale, $150 mail-in rebate. So I got a nice rebate with these tires, and they're going to be nice and short. As you can see, they're very small tires across here, and the reason why I want short tires is so that when this thing sits on the ground, I'm going to be gaining about an extra inch of ground clearance on there, and actually losing an inch of ground clearance by lowering the car without actually having to screw up the suspension geometry and drop the car 2 inches. So I can only drop the car like an inch or so, keep my suspension geometry intact, and have a nice short tire on there with better gearing. And so it should be a really good setup for autocross. We'll have to pull the fenders a lot. Not sure what I'm going to do with the fenders yet. I might cut here, fold this in, do something like the Seen some of the guys use to get better airflow around the tires. Got to figure out what to do with the fender liners. As you see, I do have this fender liner here. I put on some underbed coating in there just to clean everything up a bit. And then the rears will be a different story. The last thing, well, actually one of the first things I did go through the back and got rid of a lot of the sound deadening material. So all the sound deadening material in the trunk, along the sides, up top, it's all been removed. Threw a coat of paint on there just to have something on there so it won't rust too easily. So that's all done in the back. And I do have a 6 overcrest rear seat delete kit coming. So that's going to cover up everything in here nicely. And yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to be getting the wheels and tires put on. And then it's going to be a matter of waiting for my suspension to come in, and that'll be part of the next video. And I'll talk to you guys later.